It's safe to say that the Raw after WrestleMania wasn't so bad. Yes, we got swerved in the end with not actually having a winner-takes-all match, but we certainly don't blame WWE, as you can't put a WrestleMania-worthy match on Raw. Well, you could, but that would be too greedy. Smackdown Live after Mania aired last night, and will we get some invaders from Raw on the blue brand? We certainly did. Opening up the night was the New Day as they celebrated Kofi's title win at WrestleMania. Whilst the New Day joke around a lot in the WWE, last night's segment was very touching as Xavier Woods, who has been a long-time advocate of pushing WWE higher-ups to give Kofi a chance with the WWE Championship, said that he's all out of tears and Woods would be honoured to follow Kofi's career. He even considers him a hero. Kofi also thanked his family who have been by his side throughout his journey to the top. The Bar and Raw's Drew McIntyre would interrupt celebrations though, and challenge the trio later on in the night. But before that could occur, we got another 6-man tag with Rusev, Shinsuke Nakamura and Andrade going up against Aleister Black, Ricochet and Ali. There was lots of expected high-flying, fast-paced action during this bout. We especially loved the fact that at one point during the match, all three assembled in the ring, all emulating Aleister Black's sit-down position, and Black also being distracted by his real-life wife, Zelina Vega. Ali managed to pick up the win with a stunning 450 splash on Andrade, and we all love Ali, but Rusev should have been the one to take the pin, not Andrade. No time to celebrate however, as right after the match, WWE seemed to have just instantly set up two big feuds, as the Apex Predator came out of nowhere to deliver an RKO on Ali, and Kevin Owens randomly rushed into the ring to deliver a Stone Cold Stunner on Rusev, so it's possible we could see these two feuds going into the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Another random feud and switcheroo we got last night was the appearance of Raw's monster among men Braun Strowman, who interrupted United States Champion Samoa Joe as they started to brawl in the ring. Perhaps this is a one-off, but the likelihood of a Joe Strowman bout isn't what we thought we wanted until now. The brand new Women's Tag Team Champions, the Iconics, defended their belts against two jobbers who went under the name the Brooklyn Bellas. But truth be told, they might as well have gone under the name the Brooklyn Brawlers, since they were jobbed out within a minute. Shane McMahon is still battered and bruised from his bout against The Miz at WrestleMania, and still sporting a shiner at the hands of the A-lister. But Shane took the opportunity last night to gloat about the fact that he beat The Miz at WrestleMania. He's also carrying on his heel persona as being the best in the world. The Becky Lynch and Lacey Evans saga continues as Evans attacked Lynch after cutting a promo. Again, we're sure that this will eventually set up a match at Money in the Bank. Sami Zayn, who returned to Raw last night, didn't think that the Brooklyn crowd was worth it, as he told him that to their face, before walking back. Wasn't Sami banned from SmackDown? Anyway, in the main event, the 6-man tag match between McIntyre, The Bar and the New Day went underway, but even though the trio from Europe looked as if they were going to dominate the New Day still managed to defeat them, ending SmackDown with Kofi celebrating with his family. Just before the match however, we had a tag team championship match between the Usos and the Hardy Boys. Hot from retaining the belt at WrestleMania, the Usos proved that they could overcome 3 tag teams at one time, so the Hardy Boys shouldn't have been too much of a challenge, but they were wrong, as Jeff managed to hit the Swanton Bomb for the win, collecting their 8th reign as tag team champions. Celebrations were immediately cut short as Lars Sullivan, the man who finally made his main roster debut last night, showed up on the blue brand to attack both the Hardy Boys. We're not sure why Lars Sullivan is randomly attacking a number of WWE superstars, but in this video we're here to answer the question, why did the Hardys win last night? Well, we have 4 reasons why. Number 1. The Usos aren't leaving WWE. Let's get this one out of the way first, as there's been much talk over the Usos' current contract status in the WWE. Recently there were talks amongst the internet wrestling community that the Usos had not re-signed with the company as they grew closer to their contracts expiring. Rumours had circulated that the pair were ready to leave WWE and possibly join WWE's upcoming rival company, All Elite Wrestling. Some suggest that the Usos lost their titles because they have considered leaving, but those rumours can be put to rest as PW insiders Mike Johnson noted that multiple sources confirmed that Jay and Jimmy Uso signed new deals several weeks ago. Their current contracts were set to expire at the end of April, but they have re-signed. It was reported by Pro Wrestling Sheet that the Usos' new deals are for 5 years. Quite a lengthy contract as most deals last about 3 years. Number 2. The Usos Punishment. In February this year, one half of the now former SmackDown Tag Team Champions Jimmy Uso was arrested after an alleged drunken encounter with police. According to TMZ, wife Naomi was driving the luxury SUV when a traffic stop was made and the car noticeably smelt of alcohol. Naomi was questioned by police, but during her questioning, Jimmy got out of the car without police permission. He reportedly took off his jacket and shirt and, in their words, squared up to the police officers, acting as if he wanted to fight them. Jimmy was arrested for his actions for disorderly conduct and obstruction. Video footage of the arrest was released, but it didn't catch any provoking behaviour by Jimmy. His shirt was off during the arrest, but he'd probably been calmed down by the police by that time. As you might know, police arrests aren't exactly taken lightly in WWE. Just look at when Rob Van Dam was arrested in 2006. Even when friend Sabu took all responsibility, WWE still had RVD drop the WWE and ECW championships in successive nights. WWE even released a statement on the matter, stating that Jonathan Fatu is responsible for his own actions. Whilst the Usos managed to defend their belts at Wrestlemania against 3 awesome tag teams, losing them to legends who were a little bit past their peak seems like a punishment to us. The Usos are considerably younger, especially than Matt Hardy, being 10 years younger than him. Number 3. Breaking records. Matt Hardy teased last year that he was finally hanging up his wrestling boots after he tweeted a number of cryptic messages and alerting the WWE Universe that his back is so bad that his lower back and pelvis was starting to fuse together after so many bumps in the ring. Whilst Hardy didn't retire, he took a substantial break from wrestling, concentrating on his family life as well as getting back into shape. Hardy didn't return where he left off on Raw tagging with Bray Wyatt. Instead, he reunited with brother Jeff to reform the Hardy Boyz for what is probably their last run together. Winning the SmackDown title seems to be one of the last major tag team championships the team needed to collect in their possession, as they've managed to achieve something that no other team in history has accomplished. User WWE Stats tweeted, "The Hardy Boyz are now the only duo in WWE history to hold the World Tag Team titles, the WCW Tag Team titles, the Raw Tag Team titles, and the SmackDown Live Tag Team titles in their storied careers." Not only that, but user @TheCoachAdare added, "Wow, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy became the first team to win the SmackDown Live, Raw, Ring of Honor, and Impact Tag Team Championships. Tag Team Grand Slam." As for Matt, he seems to have narrowly escaped a continued horrible pairing with Bray Wyatt, as rather than the two feuding, they were put together in a tag team that was lackluster at best. Matt taking a break from wrestling was probably the best thing for him, as even though he may have retired his Woken gimmick, fans are more delighted at the fact that the Hardys are together once again. As for Bray, WWE might have something else in mind for him, but more on that in another video. And number 4, the Usos are moving to Raw. As you might know already, the 2019 WWE Superstar Shakeup is happening next week on both Raw and SmackDown, where WWE will have a number of wrestlers and teams automatically switch brands, so both rosters could potentially look entirely different next week. One move that is rumoured to occur is the Usos moving to the Red brand, most likely to liven up the tag team scene on it. Dropping the tag team titles seems like a bit of a hint that the Usos will now be free to move over to the Red brand and chase the tag team titles there held by Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. The Usos haven't been seen on Raw since 2016, and since the Shield are done, perhaps this is a chance for the Usos to now join up with cousin Roman Reigns, possibly providing backup for him on the Red brand. But what do you guys think of the Hardys winning the SmackDown Tag Team Championships? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.